On this week's live stream, learn to add Sonic and other characters to our popular Super Smash Bros. Game. Review-a-Palooza. We challenge our co-op crew to review a favorite Scratch game, and we have 4 new game reviews to show off. Plus, co-op student Abraham is here to show new Scratchers a simple way to add a boss to our cat and mouse starter project. All this and more coming right up on the Chromeworks live stream. And my audio is muted. Here we go again. I seem to do this every time. I'm a little rusty, guys. I apologize for that. Thank you, Andy, for pointing that out to me. I have to hit a button every time I finish a pre-made video, and I'm out of the habit. I'm sorry. Anyhow, I was just telling the audience here that I have been traveling a little while. I've just come back from Vancouver, Canada, and I had some last-minute family business to attend to there, but I am back right through till Christmas now, so hopefully you guys will start attending again. I am, sorry about that things have been so irregular lately, and I'm going to try and keep my streams up regularly for at least the next couple of months. So, anyway, I apologize for not being around, and I think that's part of the reason that we have so few viewers this morning. So hopefully some of you guys will be catching the taped version of this. But anyway, so I wanted to start by giving a big thank you to Dylan Hodge, who's Cam's brother, who put together this nice little animation for me. I think you saw it at the beginning just before the live stream started. So he's animated my Mr. Tomac logo and made it kind of spin and wobble around on the screen. And this is just the little graphic that I air when I'm waiting to set up my live stream, just to get people knowing that the live stream has started before I run my video. So fantastic little animation job in After Effects by Dylan. Congratulations and thank you very much. So, what else do we have to talk about today? As I said, I'm rolling out a couple of new things today. We've got a brand new tutorial that's going to be released at 11 o'clock, and I'll be telling you about that in a minute. And we also have a couple of other little video projects. Most importantly, I got my co-op crew. As I mentioned, I have 4 new co-op students this semester. And so I got them working this week on game reviews. I wanted to teach them a little bit about elementary video editing, and a lot of them didn't have much experience. So I told everyone to pick a Scratch game and make a little review of it. And the work they came back with was really great. So I'm going to be showing that to you in a little bit. Okay, so I don't see anyone online with me right now. There's no one on stage in the Discord, and if you are watching, a shout out to Andy, who's watching me on the YouTube, and I don't see anyone else. So if you're lurking out there and watching the live stream, please give me a little hello, and I'll give you a shout out on the stream. In the meantime, let's get to it then. So, as I mentioned, we have a brand new game release this week, and it's actually a bonus episode. You guys might remember a few months ago, we released Super Smash Brothers, and it has turned out to be a fantastic release for us. Let me get over to my teaching screen here. So, Ben, our handy content creator, who was a former co-op student, he put together this really fantastic Super Smash Brothers project. This is a new version of it, the Sonic edition. It's just been released a couple of days ago, and as you can see, it has no views right now, but the original Super Smash Brothers game that he put together has been incredibly popular for us. The YouTube video has clocked in almost 3,000 views, which makes it, I believe, the third most popular video we've ever put together. So congratulations to Ben for putting together a great tutorial for us. And so the bonus episode this week is how to add new characters to the game. I know this is something that was very much demanded by players of the game. We had a couple of requests from viewers who wanted to see how to add new characters. So at the request of a few of them, Ben sat down and put together a new bonus episode of his tutorial that teaches how to add new characters to Super Smash Brothers. Oh, hello, by the way, to Toned Bacon, whoever you are, saying hi to me in chat. If you want to say a little bit about yourself, maybe what city or country you're from, or even how old you are. We won't ask you any super personal information, but we just want to get an idea of who our viewers are. So if you want to send some information along, then I will talk about you on the stream. In the meantime, let me show you guys this this new updated version of Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. And as we mentioned, so we pick our screen, and now we originally had 5 different characters to choose from. And as you can see, we've got Sonic now, and so let's pick him for the first slot here, and we'll pick Pikachu for the other slot here. And I'll just give you a quick preview of what this looks like. Go! So it's a 2-player game with the hotkey controls here. So really, I can't play very well on my own here, but I just wanted to show you the animations, which are really nice. You can see his classic Sonic running motion here, and he has a jump motion here, and he has an attack as well. Let me show you the attack. Oh, poor Pikachu. So it's a nice little drop-kicky punch attack, which is really great. Anyway, so Ben's tutorial goes into all the details of how to add new characters, not just Sonic, but any character that you want to add to Super Smash Brothers. And I think you'll find it very, very useful. So he goes into all the details, including where to get new sprites from. There's a website he uses called Spriters Resource that has thousands and thousands of pre-made sprites, but they all come in sprite sheets. Let me show you this the sprite sheet for Sonic. Sonic's sheets. Let me just look up sheets here. I'll show it to you. I'll show you the sprite sheets. So a sprite sheet is just a collection of all the different sprites that you need to put together a video game. So here's one. So you can see that all the different poses are all saved into a single graphic. But how do you take these graphics, or these individual graphics, cut them out and add them to a Scratch project? That's what we're going to be going into today in this new tutorial that's being released at 11 o'clock. And so Ben will explain all the process. He's going to be using a free photo editor called Pixlr, which I've showed you before. It's a little bit like Photoshop, but it's totally free and you can get it off the web. As always, any of the projects we show you here, we don't want you spending a lot of money on stuff, so Scratch is free, and all the other resources that we use to put projects together together here are all free ones as well. So don't worry about the cost of these projects. So Ben's going to show you how to take this sprite sheet and convert it into a Scratch character, into a sprite using this pixeler tool, and then bring that into Scratch. Let's have a look inside the project here at this actual sprite that Ben put together. So here's the new Sonic sprite, and we'll go into our costumes, and you can see he's taken them all and just turned them into different poses inside of Scratch. And so this is a really handy tool if you're making your own video games. There's lots and lots of pre-made sprites, and I've done some additional lessons on how to convert sprites over in past months as well, but we thought it was worth showing you again. And so once you get these sprites together, Ben will show you how to code the game, mostly just by duplicating existing stuff, changing some of the variables around, and creating basically an additional character for this game. So Ben suggests you could use Batman if you wanted to, or almost any character you can think of. So Super Smash Brothers, you don't have to stick with Nintendo characters. You can grab stuff from any platform, and that's why Sonic is making an appearance here. Okay, so let's move on here. So that's going to be released at 11 o'clock today. And you please check out that tutorial. I think you'll all enjoy it very much. So it is Scratchtober this month, and that is a new event that's been invented by the makers of Scratch over at MIT. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of what was going on there. So let's get to that. So Scratchtober, whoops, let's get over here. So Scratchtober is an event where the makers of Scratch over at MIT basically challenge users to come up with projects based on a different theme every day. Let's run the introduction project here. And so it tells you all about Scratchtober. We're not going to bother with that right now. And we're going to skip to the list of prompts here. So the prompts are basically topics that you can make a game on. There's one highlighted every day here, and today's project is night. And so if you go into the attached library here, you will into the project studio that is linked inside this project here. You'll find the link right here, and you'll find all kinds of amazing little Scratch projects. The ones at the top here are all related to nighttime. Tomorrow's is going to be surprise, and so if you're interested in joining up on this, just follow the instructions in the file. You'll see this linked right on the Scratch homepage in the news section. And I want to show you some of the really fun night-themed projects that some of our users have come up with. Hello, by the way, to Jacob. With an unpronounceable last name. He's sending me a little wave. So hi to Jacob. Tell us a little bit about yourself if you want to shout out on the stream. Tell us what country you come from and maybe how old you are. Okay, so let me show you some of these nighttime projects here. Here's one called the Nighttime Hunt. I picked these particular projects. I all thought they showed some really interesting coding concepts. So this one here is using kind of a masking idea with a sort of a flashlight. And so there's all these hidden objects on the screen, and if you point your cursor at them, your flashlight shines on them, and they're all interactive as well. So if I click on the cat here, he'll move, and he moves right across the screen to the other side. If I click on this balloon, it'll pop itself, and the ball changes color when you click on it. So every object here is interactive in a different way. And so that's a really fun and simple project that you guys can work on as well. Let's have a look at the code inside here and just see exactly what he did here. So, so this sprite 1 here, let's show you that. And this is the key to the whole thing. So he's just created a sprite with a transparent hole in the middle. So he just painted the whole thing in black and then cut out a circle. And this code here just follows your mouse pointer around. So wherever you point, will become visible. Otherwise, it's all covered up. Notice that he built it bigger than the screen, and that's important here because you don't want the edges of it showing up. So we basically drew it out to the maximum size. This is the edge of the actual screen here, and he's drawing it out far beyond the edge here so that no matter where he goes on the screen, it'll still be completely covered up with black. If we didn't do that, we'd end up in some trouble. Let me convert to bitmap mode here and quickly show you that. So I've converted this to bitmap mode, and we've lost those edges, and look what happens here. Now I still get the flashlight effect in the middle, but all the edges are visible as well. So that's something you got to really be careful about here if you are doing projects like this that involve a little bit of masking, is you have to draw your background bigger than the actual size of the screen or it's not going to work properly. Okay, another great project here that uses cloning is called Twinkle Stars, and let me show that to you right now. So this is a very simple project. It's just a whole bunch of stars being generated and bouncing around the screen, and it's just beautiful. The music is lovely, and you can see how it has kind of a faded, fuzzy kind of effect. It's using ghost effects here to make these stars transparent. Let's have a look inside the code here. This is fantastic. I really think this is a nice little project. So simple and elegant, eh? So here's the different stars that he's drawn here. Just a couple of different ones, some of which have faded edges around the edge, I think. Yeah, so some of them you can see actually have some transparency around the edge. It's hard to see against that background. Let me draw a darker background here, and we'll move it to the back so you can see how he's created some transparency around the edges here. And that's what creates that really lovely looking soft edged effect on these stars here. So a really nice little project again. Here's another one called Paper Night. This one uses the parallax effect, and I've done a separate tutorial on parallaxing before, but what's cool is there's 4 different parallaxes in here. And you can see as I move my cursor around, actually there's 5 different layers of parallax here. So as I move my cursor around, the different layers all move at different speeds. The front one moves faster, and the other ones move a little bit slower. So this is a really cool little Halloween project, and just beautiful, simple, elegant graphics, and the addition of the transparent bats flying around the screen I thought was really, really nice too. So this is another great project, guys. If you want to have a look inside the code here, I'm going to copy paste all of these URLs into the file description as soon as I get offline here. So if you're looking for these particular projects, you can just get to them off of my file description here, or you can just visit the studio that the Scratch creators have set up for Scratchtober. All right, so that's it for that. I also wanted to talk to you about a little art contest that's starting up here. A user named Tempress3 reached out to me this week and asked if I could help her promote this little art contest that she set up. So she doesn't have any entries yet, but I'm going to send you the link to this inside the chat here, and I will add it in the description. So if you want to create a little art project and share it with Tempress, she's offering a little symbolic prize to anyone who enters, and she'd love to see some Scratch artists participating here. I also had another Scratcher reach out to me this week, and we just got into a little conversation. I had a look at some of his projects, and I thought I'd show them to you quickly. So this Scratcher's name is Ninja Kid. So big wave to Ninja Kid, who reached out to me on the YouTube website a couple of days ago, and I had a look at some of his little kind of digital adventure story projects here, and I wanted to show them to you. So let's get to that. I don't think I showed you Tempress's screen here. Sorry, so this is the digital art contest that Tempress here is set up. I'm sorry I didn't have the screen set up properly. Anyway, and all the instructions for how to enter are there, and so again you can find the description in the file description. All right, meanwhile, Ninja Kid here has done some really cool work. He's created an endless runner game here called Rodent Run, which reminds me a lot of the dinosaur game from Google Chrome. It's just click to jump. Really simple little project, but again, showing how even beginner scratchers can do some fairly complicated work. He got a little bit better as time went on here, and he's created this series here. There's 2 episodes. It's called Rico's School, and I really like this project, and I'd like to do a tutorial on how to do similar projects at some point in the future. Let me know if you're interested in this. So the way the project works, we have a little intro screen here. He's created his own character. He looks very cute here. And let's play. And so basically you can interact with the story by clicking anywhere on the screen, and you're just running around following prompts and then picking up items in your inventory. Let's click on the teacher here. So Rico needs to go to the bathroom, and now we get choices on the screen. We can go west or east. So it's a little bit like a choose your own adventure story. Let's go west here. We'll go to the exit, but we can't exit because we don't have a key, so we have to go looking around for a key. Let's go east here, and we'll go to the lockers. And again, you can interact with the lockers by opening them up by clicking on them. If there's any, there's one that has money in it, so we'll click on the money, and you can see we have cash in our inventory. Let's head south here, and we'll talk to this very unpleasant looking fellow. Got a cookie I can eat? Yeah, so we have to go running around looking for a cookie. There's a door here where we can buy something, and I don't think I have enough money to buy the thing yet. Anyway, so a fun little adventure game idea that is actually not too difficult to code at all. So you might want to have a look at Ninja Kid's project and see what you can do to create something similar. I'd love to see more of these projects. As you can see, the code's not too complicated at all. All of these, there's quite a few sprites here, of course, but every one of them doesn't have a whole lot of code in it. It's just mostly using say commands to trigger events when you click on different things across the screen. So not too complicated at all. All right, guys. And now for the main event of the day. Just a second here. Man, I'm just off. I am just off my game today. It's been a long couple of weeks, and I'm trying to get back into the live streaming groove here. So, as I said, I have 4 new co-op students this week, and every one of them I asked to make a little game review for me. And I made a game review myself just to teach them how to do it and show them what I thought would be a good model for making a game review. They worked very hard this week, and most of them ended up doing 3 different versions of the video, because the first one was good, but we found ways to make it better, and we all sat around talking about ways to make it better and improved our work. And the finished project, I think, is really great in all 3 cases. I'm pretty happy with my own, which I'll show you later as well. So I am still looking for one of my students or someone else to become a full-time game reviewer for me. If you're interested in making videos like this and you think you have the chops, you might want to contact me. I am very happy to have other students producing stuff for me, as well as my co-op students. So if you want to contribute to the live stream, just reach out to me at info@chromeworks.ca, and I will happily have a look at your work and give you some pointers on how to make videos better, and you can create some content for my channel. So let's have a look at some of these videos here. So I asked each of my students to come up with a review of a game that's doing really well on Scratch right now, one that's getting lots and lots of views. So Kevin picked a game called Royal Runner, and he's going to show that to you right now.
Hi, it's Kevin. Today I'll be reviewing a popular Scratch game called Royal Runner, created by a Scratcher called Nethula Manumitha from Sri Lanka. The goal of this game is to keep running, stay alive, avoid obstacles, and collect as many coins as you can before you die. The game provides a variety of characters and costumes, along with different map choices, which is one of the things I like about this game. The overall gameplay is very similar to the Chrome dinosaur game that you could play when you lose your internet connection. What I like about this game is that the hearts or the health bar of the character is not located in a corner or stuck somewhere on the screen. Instead, it follows the character and wobbles around as you run or jump in the game. I also like the coin animation of this game because it looks very cool and realistic. The leaderboard feature is also a very nice element of this game because it gives me a sort of objective or goal while playing the game. Something I would add to this game is different varieties of obstacles, such as spikes that would appear randomly from the ground or machines that will shoot lasers. I would also add a changing background as you move through the game, along with different music that will change as you change the backgrounds from one to another, such as the daytime and nighttime background in the dinosaur game. Another thing I would add is different types of buffs, such as a health buff or a gravity buff that will allow the character to fly in the game. One last thing I would add is a ghost effect to the character that makes the character leave a trail behind him as he runs throughout the game. The code of this game is very complicated. As you'll notice, there are approximately 36 sprites, and one of them is named Sprine. If you turn it on and play the game again, you'll realize why there are spikes on the top of the screen. Despite all the improvements that could have been made to the game, this is still a very awesome game with cool animations and great sound effects. I highly recommend playing this game, and I hope everyone can have a good game experience. One last thing, good luck to the ambitious players who want to beat the high score. I bet whoever got the current high score will never see it coming. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more awesome game review videos.
Oh, darn it. I did that again. So, sorry. So David came up with a Sonic platformer. That's the game that he picked for us. So we've been looking for games that are blowing up on the Scratch website a little bit, and this Sonic game is getting quite a bit of love. So he wanted to show this one to you. Let's put that on right now.
But it wouldn't have hurt to have spent a few more days coding in Sonic's animations. The ads in this game I personally find
That did not relaunch itself again the way it was supposed to. Let's try that again. I'm going to play the video, and I think I just have to click some buttons to get it to restart. I'm not quite sure why it started in the middle like that. Let's try that out again.
or rather, the lack of one. Usually, when you finish a game, I've got a great game to share with you today called Sonic, a platformer. So now, without further ado, let's get into it. Sonic, a platformer, plays very fluently for its game style. There are 6 different gems for you to collect throughout the course, with plenty of rings to gather along the way. The game is short. It probably won't take you more than a few minutes to speedrun through it, only having 19 screens. If you're ambitious, that is. See, this game makes up for its lack of length with difficulty. First-time players may find themselves taking 5 to 6 attempts to get past specific screens. From a platforming perspective, the game is enjoyable to play. The controls are also very simplistic, using the arrow keys to move around the game. You can even jump off of walls like you can in Super Mario games. Before I start nitpicking the things I don't like about the game, I'd like to address the big elephant in the room. Or rather, the big square in the room. Yeah, Sonic is a square for some reason. If you were to check the game's front page, you would see that the developer took exactly 2 weeks when designing the game. Finishing product quickly isn't wrong by any means, but it wouldn't have hurt to have spent a few more days coding in Sonic's animations. The ads in this game I personally find annoying. To me, self-monetizing a little is okay, but having a pop-up display every 30 seconds asking you to like, favorite, and follow is a bit much. The last thing I'm going to pick at is the end screen, or rather, the lack of one. Usually, when you finish a game, you're expecting to be congratulated in some form for completing it, or maybe some credits start rolling. This game has none of that. When you reach the last screen, the game keeps playing as if nothing happened. This could easily be programmed. All you need is a forever loop to check if you've reached the last level, then swap the backdrop when you've won. Once again, it feels like this wasn't here because of the time restraints. My final rating of the game is 7.5 out of 10. -1 for having Sonic be a square instead of an animated sprite, -1 for not having an end screen, and -0.5 for repetitive ads. If you can get past these minor annoyances, you have a fun game that can entertain you.
All right, well, thanks for that report, David. It looks like a fun little game, though it is puzzling why there's no Sonic in the Sonic game, as you clearly showed. Toned Bacon said sad, and Choo Choo here says his internet is too slow, so I'm sorry to hear that. Sad that I presume, Toned Bacon, you mean sad that that the game doesn't actually include Mario. Choo Choo is asking, am I too late? Well, it looks like you're halfway through the live stream, so I don't think you're too late, but you missed some great content. You can go back and look at it later. You might actually find some parts where my microphone isn't muted if you're lucky. All right, so Aiden, my third student here, has found a new 2D version of Minecraft, and it is lovely. It reminds me a lot of Paper Minecraft, which is still, I think, the most viewed game in all of Scratch. It's a 2D version of Minecraft. This new Minecraft 2D is a little bit more zoomed in. You can see the characters are bigger, and you can do a couple of things in here that I believe you can't do in Paper Minecraft. So the developer says that he did use Paper Minecraft as an inspiration, but all the code is his own. So anyway, check that out. I think that you'll really like this particular project.
Hi, welcome to my review of Minecraft 2D made by DarkLava here on Scratch. If you guys know what Minecraft is, the goal of this game is to survive and to create new and exciting things, and overall just to have fun. And you can do just that on this 2D version. As you would expect, this game plays very similarly to Minecraft. Although it's 2D, the progression stays very similarly. You get wood, you get wood tools, you find stone, you get stone tools, and then you would find a cave potentially, and get iron tools. Iron armor, and then you can start building and having fun. Although there's no other realms in real Minecraft, and so that means you technically can't fully beat the game, you can still have a blast playing the game and doing all the things like crafting and finding new resources and building. Here I'm showing off some of the description and also the controls on how to play the game. The controls are fairly simple. You press V for sprinting, you use A, S, and D to move around. You use your mouse to see where you want to look, place blocks, and break blocks. One thing that I did have some troubles with, in normal Minecraft you would use right click to split blocks into different groups, but in this game you'll actually use left click and R. So, as you know, this game is meant to be a replica of Minecraft, except on 2D, made here on Scratch. I'll go ahead and share with you some of the things I loved about this game and some of the things that could be improved on. First off, the sound design is amazing. It really captures the Minecraft aesthetic and vibes, and it looks amazing. Graphically, this could be one of my favorite games ever made on Scratch. It's just amazing. I mean, it really captures exploration in the real Minecraft and adventure and having fun just like in real Minecraft. you can craft, you can do all the things that everybody loves. You can explore caves, although they might be a bit smaller. You can still do it, you can still have fun. Now for some recommendations on how to maybe improve it. The crafting interface, if you could implement a sort of recipe book like in real Minecraft, that could really help augment the user's experience, as players who've never played the real Minecraft could be hopping on and just immediately not having any sort of fun because they don't know how to actually make anything, because they've never played real Minecraft, so they don't know any recipes to make tools, how to make a furnace, how to make anything. So that could really hurt and potentially just ruin users' experience. A few other things. The controls, although it could be because of Scratch, are a bit odd. Like how I mentioned before, how you have to click left click and R. It's a little bit difficult. Also, to farm a tree, you have to click left click and B. So that's a sticky situation, because I'm pretty sure the Scratcher does this because he wants you to be able to walk through trees, so you don't have to farm them every single time you go through. But then again, left click and B is a lot more difficult than just pressing left click like was in the real game. But overall, this game was amazing. I think you guys should definitely check it out, maybe learn something from the code, and yeah, have fun scratching. Hi, welcome to my review of Minecraft.
All right, thanks for that report, Aiden. I think this is actually a really elegant piece of coding, this Minecraft 2D game, and I'd love you guys to check it out. I am a little in awe of giant programs like this and how just one person can duplicate something like this in Scratch. So congratulations for that fantastic project. Making a video review turns out to be a lot harder than these guys thought. So my three of my co-op students who worked on this project did a really great job, but it took them a couple of tries, and you'll find, as if you ever make your own video projects, that it's actually a little bit more complicated than you might think. My students were using WeVideo, which is a free video editor, and I've been giving training to them, and in the past I've taught some courses on this to my students as well. You might find some tutorials on it if you go looking through my back catalog, and there's some really amazing stuff you can do. And if you join my virtual classroom, you can get a WeVideo account for free still, I believe. So if you're interested, you'll have to actually reach out to me, and I can send you a link to get a free account. So drop me an email if you want a free WeVideo account. And if you're looking for more WeVideo content, let me know, and I'm happy to create some more tutorials or have my co-op students do it. Anyway, so to kind of give my students an idea of what you could do with a review, I made my own review as well. So I wanted to show you that. I reviewed a game called Matrix 5x5. And let's get to that right now. Hey, it's Mr. T here with a Scratch game review. Today we're going to be looking at Matrix 5x5, a new game by Japanese scratcher gamepg that's getting a lot of love on the Scratch website. You play as a little red dot, sliding back and forth between the squares in a 5x5 game grid. The goal is to avoid touching any of the glowing dots, circles, and other obstacles that fly across the screen. A job that's made much harder by the fact that you can only move on the grid, and the grid itself is sliding wildly across the screen. The gameplay itself feels a lot like Undertale, a classic RPG where players have to avoid flying obstacles during combat sequences. You have 3 lives, and there are multiple levels to survive. This game will be very challenging the first couple of times you try, but the action is pretty tightly scripted, so you should be able to memorize which moves work. Matrix 5x5 is a mobile-friendly title, and if you choose that option, you'll be able to navigate across the screen using on-screen directional controls. The code in this game is off the charts. Notice that there's only 1 sprite and minimal costumes. The entire game engine is rendered entirely using the pen tool, using more than 4,500 code blocks, some very complex math, and a whole lot of Japanese characters that don't make any sense to me. One bizarre detail I noticed in the code are these little pictorial symbols. It turns out these little images are Unicode, an international set of symbols that computers use to render different letters of the alphabet, as well as simple icons and emojis. I had no idea that Scratch supported characters like these, so I surfed over to emojipedia.org, a library of thousands of Unicode characters, and tried pasting a bunch of them in the Scratch editor. It turns out you can use these characters in variable names and even in voice bubbles. Why don't you try taking Unicode characters for a spin and see what kind of crazy emoticons you can add to your own Scratch projects? Make sure to like and subscribe for more great coding tutorials, tips, game reviews, and more. All right. So, yeah, I actually found that a really interesting little point here. I don't know if you guys were aware of this as well, that you can use all kinds of Unicode characters inside of the Scratch editor. You can use it as the name of your variables, and you can use it to have your character say stuff. Basically, any place where you can type text, you can use Unicode characters as well. So the website I showed you, let me just bring you back to emojipedia.org. There are other websites that that also have these characters, but this one's really great. I think it has all the conceivable Unicode characters, and they're all categorized really nicely here. So you can pick any character, like animals and nature, for example. And so if we wanted to grab a see no evil monkey, for example, we can click on that and just go copy using this button right here. And then we can go back over to the Scratch interface, and you can paste it down into the text, for example. And we'll have our cat say that now. So that is a really handy and fun little tool. Well, I don't know if handy is the best word to use for it. It's just a fun little thing that you can do, and I'm pretty sure that most Scratch users aren't aware that this is a thing that's available in Scratch. So let's see what you guys can do with that. I'm really interested. I'm joined by Deck over in London, England. Hi, Deck. He's the first person to join me here on the stage today. Are you listening, Deck? I'm going to de-mute you here. Sorry about that, buddy. Deck, can you hear me? No, apparently not. Anyway, if you want a little shout out, you can say hi to our audience if you're around. All right.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Deck. How's things been going? Sorry I've been gone the last couple of weeks. What are you working on lately, Deck?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing really, eh?
But I've got an idea to do an animation or maybe a game about platform game, maybe.
All right. Well, do share it with us if you make something, because I'm always looking for student content. Thanks. Thanks. All right. One last video to show you. It's a little bit longer. It's about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to be wrapping up the show. So just so you guys know. So you guys might be aware that that I have an introductory Scratch curriculum course called Cat and Mouse, and I plug it every once in a while on my broadcast. And so it's basically explains everything you need to know if you're brand new to Scratch. It has some fantastic resources and all kinds of explanations about basic Scratch ideas, like what's a loop, how do you add sprites to your character, and that kind of stuff. You can find the links to it at my website, chromeworks.ca. There's a link to Cat and Mouse here, and that will bring you to it. You can find all my videos here. You can also find my videos on YouTube as well, but getting to it from my website is probably the easiest way to get to it. And it's a 10-part series. It takes about 45 minutes to view, and as you're going through it, you're making this game called Cat and Mouse. Now, when I'm in the classroom teaching this, one of the things I try to explain is that this is just a starting point. You can add new bells and whistles to this game and make all kinds of cool stuff. So my new co-op student, Abraham, just learned a little bit about Scratch. He's done some coding before, but never in Scratch. And so I introduced him to Scratch using my Cat and Mouse curriculum this week and asked him to build on top of the game and add a new feature. And he wanted to add a boss to the game. So he has a little tutorial here on how to add a boss to Cat and Mouse. So I'll show that to you guys right now.
Hello, my name is Abraham, a co-op student at Chromeworks, and today Mr. T has challenged me to add a new twist to his cat and mouse game. So I'll be teaching you how to add a boss mouse to the game. Let's get started.
Here is a short demo of what the game should look like. And in a few seconds, the boss should appear. Yep, just like so. Today we are creating the cat and mouse program with a twist on top. Here there's no cat and mouse program, nothing too unusual. Here let's just, the idea is to create a giant mouse on the side that will shoot lasers at our cat. So let's just increase its size and make it face the other way. Now let's just move him to the side or maybe around here. And here's the actual code for the the mouse. When the flag is clicked, we want it to hide itself immediately so that it doesn't show up when we're trying to catch little mice. And then after 20 seconds, when the mice game is done, it will show itself again. And then after another 20 seconds, it will hide itself again, so that the end game can play. This, you win, and it has to hide itself so that this doesn't happen. Let's just quick 20 seconds, and that is the big mouse. Now we will be creating the lasers that the mouse will shoot out. Here let's just create a rectangle for the laser, not too much in there. Maybe that is a bit too big for a laser. I guess that's a decent size. For the actual code itself, let's say when the flag is clicked, it will wait 20 seconds for the initial mice chase game, cat and mouse game to finish, and after that it will, well, first of all it must hide itself so that we don't see it before the cat and mouse game finishes. And after that it will still be hidden, but it will make 20 clones, each one appearing 1 second apart from each other. I forgot the clone part. And there. That works. And now for the clones themselves, just drag this over here. For the clones themselves, when they appear, they need to show themselves. And they need to turn towards this direction. And also need another forever loop, so they forever move in this direction. And they also need to appear at let's say x 240, and the y will be random. Negative 250 to 200 should work. Let's just delete this part for now so that we don't have to wait 20 seconds, and this should work. Yes, it is working as intended, but we must get rid of the lasers themselves when they touch the wall. So let's say, where is it? if the laser is touching the edge, then the laser will delete itself. Let us just test this, see if it works. Strange. Maybe there's appearing too far to the other edge. They're deleting themselves instantly. Oh, yep, it's working now. And those are the lasers. Now there's one more step that I must complete. And that is that the cat itself will get deleted if it touches the laser. Let's just zoom in a bit here. So let's just say if if the cat is touching, what is the laser? Sprite number 3? If the cat is touching sprite number 3 / the laser, then we will play a sound. We will play the lose sound. And we will stop all. Let's test this. So if the laser Yep, it works. And now we can add this 20-second delay back to our game. Let us test if the game works. And that is Cat and Mouse with a twist.
Okay, so thank you, Abraham, for that little twist on Cat and Mouse. That's all the content we have for you this week, guys. Thanks for bearing with me through these little audio glitches. I know things are... we're going to get ourselves a little more organized, and maybe I'll get a little more sleep and do a better job next week. We're a work in progress here at Chromeworks, guys. So next week I'm back with a very special episode. I am in the middle of developing a game with some help from my co-op students that's based on the mega smash hit Netflix series Squid Game. Now, some of you guys might be a little too young to have watched the show itself because it's quite violent and a little graphic, but it has some really fun game elements that have to do with children's games. So I thought I'd take that as an inspiration, and I'm making a new game based on red light, green light that borrows some themes from Squid Game. So even if you haven't seen the series, I think you're going to like this game. Just in the middle of making it right now. It's a little bit creepy, but not graphic or violent or anything like that. So I will be back with a full tutorial next week, and we'll, as always, have some more work from our co-op crew and some other fun stuff for you to see. So looking forward to doing that. I will see you next week, guys.